Hey everybody, we are Dicey Decisions, and we are here tonight with our Twist of Fate campaign, playing through Turn of Fortune's Wheel from Planescape with some Book of Many Things shenanigans thrown in on our way to play through Vecna Eve of Ruin. Um,
Ooh.
we are missing this evening both Corin, who plays a soul, and Amanda, who plays Lorelai. We send them both our love today, as they both couldn't be with us. As is typical for how we are choosing to handle that for this campaign, their characters will be glitching in and out of reality as their place in the multiverse is suddenly out of sorts, as it were. When last we left off, our heroes had made their way to the gate town of Excelsior to try to to get their Mimir resynced in with the gate of Excelsior that leads to Mount Celestia. And in doing so, they had to climb a tower of which those who were less than good natured all the time had some struggles on their way up the tower to the gate, in which they earned level or levels of exhaustion,
Yeah, I don't think there
some
was
more than others. And in doing so, they were. Vora actually was approached by a local detective who was sitting up at the gate waiting for anyone that showed signs of exhaustion to propose gaining some help in an investigation that they were stymied on, as all of the denizens here are quite lawful and good in nature. They were looking for someone who might be able to work a little outside of the box that they normally put themselves in without having to dirty their own hands. And they have hired the party to investigate some missing persons, which led them to uh, the home of the lead suspect, who is in custody, but there's not enough proof to keep them in jail. They led them to the home of a tiefling who had no major signs of nefarious behavior in their home. However, there were cages on the patio holding these little sunflies, little tiny flying light emitting creatures that through some spellcraft there was some communication, mostly one way, as these creatures do not speak any languages, but they were able to communicate and gain some information. And upon releasing these creatures, the creatures opened their arms, waiting to hold on to something. And as soon as something was put into their hands, they flew off in a direction which they were able to creatively follow by the use of a rope by Keelan and a use of a bottle dripping ink by Gil. And they followed the trail leading out of the city, just outside the gate, into a swampy region, and found this large covered wagon, of which Kalen walked up to the door and proceeded to open it. And that is where we are. As the door was opened, a voice came from the inside, and you heard, "Well, I wasn't expecting any visitors." We should probably roll some initiative now.
Let it be known
Come
that
on.
Vora grabs Gil by the robes and just kind of pulls him backwards.
I'm also at the start of initiative, uh, going to spend a bardic inspiration, and everyone can add a big fat 1 to their initiative.
Good, now I'm -4.
No,
So
you're
here's the
negative 10
thing.
to all checks.
Okay, so my dex is 10, which means whatever I roll on this d20. Where's the initiative button?
In the
On,
middle
on
of
your
your.
front of your character
There
sheet.
it is. Gotcha. So that's gonna be
It'll do it for you.
-6.
You and
Yeah.
me, buddy. You and me.
Excellent.
Back here.
Wow.
Add 1.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going last, I think.
Before we do, if anybody has something that it would help them to switch with me, I rolled pretty well. I got a 19
I think
plus the 1. So I've got a 20. If you want to switch with me, you can.
Gil and I need to sit pretty in the back.
Did you add your ones, everybody? I added it to the 2 negative folk.
Thank you.
Are we able to add our own?
If you click on the box and type, does it change
No.
No.
on the combat tracker? Okay, then I can do it. 13 for Kalen. Quinn goes up to 16. And
Yes.
Calistrick goes up to 20.
Yeah,
So,
does
does
anybody
anyone want to
switch?
switch with Calistrick is what he's offering you?
I don't have anything particularly useful to switch with, so
And it
From
is
what I
dark.
remember, you don't have anything, period.
It is
I
dark.
have 2 spells of first level, and that's all I've got. So
It is dark, so who would have light sources?
I think I have a
I
torch.
have dark vision.
The sunflies
Or
are gone, right?
A
They're not
torch
lighting
for
anything.
Vora?
Pretty sure I've got torches. Hold on.
They're gone.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just put a torch on Vora.
I have 10 torches. I can hand them out to whoever needs them.
Does anybody else have anything on them?
I have a light spell on my necklace.
Great.
Did I roll my portal dice?
No, not today.
Well,
Uh,
no, I
yes,
know
you
I
did.
had one high one and one low one, and I gave a high one to.
It was like a 13 and a 6.
Yeah, so I have one low one loaded that I can give, hopefully, in this combat to our foe.
It's dark outside,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
so nighttime. I have a torch, so I don't need to borrow.
Okay.
All right, so let me put a torch on your character so that it works on the map. So give me a second.
Okay.
That's why I was asking
Now-
who had light sources.
Got it.
Cal, if we do want to swap, I have a really stupid Hail Mary.
Well, it's up to you.
I have the Void card.
Sure. If you want to switch and go first, you can.
But that comes down to the conversation of if we think a hag of all things is going to succeed on a low save, which
Well, we also don't necessarily want to banish her because we need to
evidence.
turn her into the authorities.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will hold. I will go last.
Going once, going twice, going 3 times on the switch with Calistrick.
All right. So this will be my first time going on my own initiative, I think.
All right, so let me share the map with you. And let me see. You see this hideous looking horned creature with black skin, extra long arms, incredibly long fingers with even longer fingernails, pushing themselves up off the couch inside this ramshackle little hut-like wagon. Calistrick, you are first to act.
Can we see inside? Are there like prisoners in there that I can spot?
So you can make a perception check to see what you see, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
You can see what your token can see on the map.
Yeah, but I don't know what all those little boxes and things are.
Correct.
So I will roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see. Perception check. That's an 8.
was a 1.
Those cages, they look similar to the cages that were on the porch of the woman. They're not
Okay.
big, like humanoid-sized cages per se.
Got it.
That much. you
Well,
can tell.
I'll say Excuse us. We are in search of some people, and the trail led us here. Uh, my my party is working for the city. May we ask you a few questions? And I'm going to hold an action to swing if somebody comes attacking.
Okay. But it means you can't move. You have to swing from where you are.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because Kalen's in the way, I'm not going to just throw him down.
You can move through friends.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk into somebody's house without being
That's
invited.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'll go right here then to. Is that
Oh.
what is that moving?
I need to unlock it. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Now you should be able to move.
Yeah, I'll just stand there next to Kalen
Okay.
so that I can still see in. And hold an action. Maybe she'll answer my request.
It's a he, and he says, I don't mind questions. However, it is rude to knock on somebody's door late at night unannounced.
Is it not morning?
That's how
And
you announce yourself, I thought.
let's see one thing real quick.
I thought it was like late afternoon or late evening kind of time
It
because
was
we were.
by the time you guys got to here, it was like dark out.
Oh.
Yeah, because it took you guys another 3 hours just to make it there because of Captain Limps a lot.
He can fly, but it was very,
And now I am limping.
All right.
Unless I'm still flying.
Is it okay to answer them again after they say that? Or am we moving away from my turn?
We're in initiative.
Yeah, okay.
So you said what you said on your turn, and
Got it.
And they answered as they are about to go, and they begin casting a spell, which I need to look up because I don't know how the new version of it works. For those of you watching, we are using the 2024 rules, and things are new and different.
And for those of you watching, the person inside the little caravan wagon's name is Uncle Longteeth.
Well, he hasn't introduced himself that. You're just
Oh.
reading that on the combat tracker.
Exactly.
I sure do wish I hadn't used all my third level spell slots just getting here. A counter spell would be nice.
I wish you hadn't as well.
Oh, this is so much better version of this spell.
Oh, great.
Yes! Bring it.
We get chain lightning, did we all just instantly die?
Stop manifesting.
Yeah. Shut your
So
big fat gap.
if I draw a sphere
A sphere?
that's 5 foot radius,
Hi.
I guess I
Yeah.
can only get the 2 of you.
Well, you could get the 3 of us down there if you really wanted
That's-
to.
Hey, hey! Enough with the death wish.
No, because the threat is in the doorway. So I will target Keelan and Cal. Targets Alistrick and Keelan with it incants some strange language and twists its hands around. Sleep spell.
Oh.
I cannot trigger a save with this. That's weird.
Well, sleep isn't a save.
Yes,
Not
it
a
is. Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Interesting.
The new sleep is absolutely.
Hmm.
So
That's different.
it's because it's coded off the stat block, which uses the old version. I can't target you to do this. So please give me a wisdom saving throw.
You figure it'd be Constitution.
Mhm.
Here goes mine. That's a 13 for me.
12.
You both fail.
Oh,
You have the incapacitated condition until the end of your next turn, at which point you will repeat the save. If you fail the second save, you gain the unconscious condition for the duration. The spell ends on a target if it takes damage or someone within 5 feet takes an action to shake them out of the spell's effect.
Wow. Okay. That's way more potent.
Uh-huh. So let me put incapacitated on both of you.
So we're
Yikes.
just kind of slowly slumping to the floor right now.
Correct.
So what you're saying is I need to have an intermission thing ready so we can all whip up new characters.
yeah.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. My single spell can clutch this whole fight. We'll simply just win.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love
And
that.
it also says, awaken my pets,
Oh no.
defend daddy,
Oh, I don't like that.
and coming out of one of the cages is a swarm of these sunflies.
Awesome.
Great.
You had me at swarm, Scott.
You had me at daddy, Scott.
I've always had you at daddy.
Oh, you know I am here.
You can watch.
And children are present.
Oh, ignore me.
He
All
can
right.
watch. Randy just spit out her drink.
Let's see.
I love being me.
Tonight, Amanda will be played by Justin.
Question. Oh, never mind. These things are swarms. They can move through people's squares.
Oh,
Okay.
I like how you said that
Great.
with such glee.
20,
As long as I
25.
don't get swarmed, I will be perfectly fine.
They could attack the incapacitated guy right there. That'd be
Nope.
great.
Nope. They work for daddy. They know. And actually, yes, Gil, it is coming for you.
Oh no, I've foreseen the future yet again. They're going to miss.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Almost
How's that fortune telling
perfect
going?
prognostication. Yeah.
You take 14 points
Ooh.
of piercing damage.
I think that
Oh
kills
no.
Halfway.
Twin.
So for HP, do I put?
It should have
We
done
always
it
did
to you already.
automatically.
Yeah, it does it automatically.
It's auto
And-
magic.
So you see some of these flying little bugs that you've seen come out and swarm all over your buddy Gil. You've seen Kalen and Cal just kind of crumple and start to slump down to the ground, eyes closed. It is your turn, Quinn.
Well, that is all very worrisome. I don't like anything that is happening right now. So what I am going to do is I am going to slide over this way, and I am going to poke Kalen with my hoopak. Hey, wake up! Hey, you're in the doorway! Hey, get up! And I'm gonna use my action to awaken Kalen.
Okay.
And Okay, so that is my movement and my action. And so as a bonus action, I am going to use my sorceress, what's that called? Innate sorcery. So spending my bonus action, obviously the eyes start to glow red. My hair kind of loosens out of the top knot. I go super Kender, and I get advantage on all of my spells and +1 to my DCs.
You have to scream uncontrollably for at least 4 rounds.
I like my throat, and I respect pacing too much to do that.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No. I think awakening Kalen, using my bonus action, and moving are probably the most helpful things that I can do at this particular moment.
All right. Out of another one of these cages comes another swarm
there's more.
of sunflies.
Wait, this is really bad, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I will take an attack of opportunity.
Oh wait, no, that's right. You are awake, so it will come into your square because it knows the difference. So attacking into Kalen.
That's one smart swarm.
I mean, they're intelligent little faces
They are.
on. And I'm about to play whack-a-mole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm counting on.
Does a 22 hit?
I'll cast shield. Wait. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. I will not cast shield because the 22 still hit.
Okay. You take 12 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot. There's also... Are we on... This is a question for the group because I don't know and I didn't do the research. Are we on a neutral plane here in the Outlands? In terms of an upper plane, lower plane, or neutral plane? Or are we on no plane?
Can we vote?
There's an effect in any of those three.
In Dungeons and Dragons universe, Sigil is considered a neutral plane, specifically situated in the concordant planes of the Outlands, acting as a central hub.
Neutral plane it is. If you were concentrating on a spell, which I don't believe you were, Gil or Kalen, right? Okay. So there would be an effect on you if you were concentrating when you got blessed. Okay. So that swarm is done. It is technically in your square, Kalen, and the other one is technically in Gil's square. We are. Whoops, that was their turn. We are at Kalen.
They do not hinder movement, do they?
They do not.
Okay. So I'm going to start by putting my gripper on Cal's head and kind of shaking his head with my big rabbit foot.
So you're going to use your action to wake him up?
Yep.
Okay.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And inspire another creature within 60 feet who can see or hear you. Yep. Gil can currently see me. So I will I will give the little hip swivel bump little cha-cha slide for a bardic inspiration. And as part of spending a bardic inspiration, I get a free attack. So in that little cha-cha slide, my knee is just going to come up into Uncle Longteeth's thigh muscle right at the femoral artery. Because I'm a dick.
Bonk.
I'm going to knee him in the jimmy.
Not with an 8 though.
Now, do you think a bonus
Apparently,
would help with that?
Uncle Longteeth is dexterous enough to get out of the way. All right. That will bring us to
Elpis. It's shit.
Well,
well, Alpis doesn't have his own turn. He's just in the
Oh.
combat tracker. So that brings us to Vora.
Okay. So Cal is awake now?
Yep.
Yep.
Everyone is awake.
Okay. So Vora is going to. What is Vora? Vora had an idea, then Vora lost the idea. Vora
It's
is.
okay. You're kind of exhausted.
I am pretty
so
exhausted.
That makes sense.
So Vora is going to move up next to Cal.
Oh.
And she is going to.
Technically, you would be next to the swarm because they were in his square.
Okay, I'm gonna go right there.
That's fine.
And I'm going to. Now I'm next to lots of swarms, but you know, they're gonna find me anyway, right? So I'm going
Well,
to.
with 10 feet of movement, you don't have a lot of choice.
Exactly. So I would like to cast Sanctuary on Quinn.
Is that touch?
No, I think it's if I can see. Hold on.
Oh, nice.
Let me double check.
That's the Super Saiyan bubble that appears while you're screaming.
Yeah.
Range is 30 feet.
All right.
Within 30 feet. Okay.
So go ahead and click on target him and put the effect on him. I think you have a button for
Is
that.
he targeted? He is
No.
targeted. I clicked. He has a red circle on him.
I don't see him targeted in your combat tracker.
I clicky click.
Hold on.
He has a red circle for me.
Now he's targeted by you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was clicking. It was just slow. And I'm going to cast Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
So that's my bonus action. And hold on. Then I'm going to, at this point, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and follow Kaylin in. Can I go
how
that
much
far?
movement do you have with your exhaustion?
I had more than 10. I thought I had.
You're at minus 20 feet. So you only have a 10-foot movement
Oh,
speed.
so I'm not going to move. All right. I'm going to stay right where I was. Hey, I've got goals.
Trust me, I can only move 5
It's
feet.
good to
so
have
I'm really
goals.
feeling it.
I will. Can I cast Guiding Bolt with Kaylin right in the way?
Yep.
You cannot cast Guiding Bolt because you cast a leveled spell
Oh, that's right.
using a spell slot.
Boo! All right.
So you can cast a cantrip
Yep, I'm looking.
with your action.
Which I don't have a lot because I don't want to go touch anybody. I can't. Good Lord. I got nothing I can do.
What cantrips do you have?
Well, I can cast guidance. I have to touch somebody.
Do you have a crossbow?
Do I have one? I keep forgetting. I do. I'm going to shoot a crossbow.
What are you going to target?
Uncle. I'm going to target Uncle.
Okay.
What did Uncle ever do to you?
So target him.
So here
Bugs.
I am trying to click Mr. Man.
I don't know why it's not doing it for you, but I've got
I know
him targeted
exactly
for you
why.
now.
No, I know why it's not. I'm clicking the wrong keyboard. I have two computer setups.
Gotcha, right. Well, you have him targeted now.
Thank you. I'm on one screen and clicking the wrong computer, the wrong
Right.
keyboard. Okay. Sorry. I was doing it right. All right. What did I roll? 4. I'm sure that doesn't
Curses.
hit.
You rolled a 9 with your -5. It takes you to a 4.
Vora is just gonna throw the crossbow down and just go, damn it!
Throw the crossbow at him.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
it.
envision that exhaustion, like in this particular instance, means you can't target. Like
I'm trying,
you
man.
just bobbing and weaving a little bit. You
After
just
it-
Yeah, I
Hands
was
shaking
thinking.
all over the
After
place.
it shoots, it just tumbles out of my hand, and I'm just like,
The entire 6 seconds, you're just pulling back the
Yeah.
cord.
right.
yeah. So,
All right. Speaking of exhaustion, that brings us to Gil. Gil, you see
Yay.
Vora step up, weakly attempt to fire a crossbow that clangs into the roof of this hut. What would you like to do?
She shot the gazebo.
He
He's
did.
being assaulted by the strangest little entourage of bugs he once thought were cool, not anymore. So he is going to move a whopping 5 feet,
All right.
as far as he can go, and he is going to hold a first level magic missile, aimed at entirely at Uncle, for the next time they finish casting a spell.
So you are readying an action to use a magic missile at the moment of casting a spell in hopes to uh,
thwart
to
sense.
cause issue with his spell casting. All right.
Or, if it's another sleep, maybe I can break their concentration or something like
Right.
that.
Right. All right. That brings us around to the top, and we are back to Calistric.
Well, person did attack us, and Kalen already need him in the nuts. So I'll go in and take a whack.
Okay, you're gonna move through. You can move through the swarm, not a problem.
Bye.
All right, that's my full movement. I'm gonna go ahead and target the old fella. And what I think I'm gonna do is Calistric smash. That will be a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Yay.
Okay. That's 8 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to poke his brain a little bit and give him another little damage with my psionic strike.
Is this automatic or?
This is a wellspring of psionic energy. Yeah, if I hit somebody, I can just pump that into them as a little extra damage.
Okay.
It does cost me one of my psychic energies, but
Gotcha.
here we go.
Seems worth
it. D8. So a little bit more damage.
Is it D8 plus 2?
Yeah. Is that
It
right?
sounds like that's an attack. Hold on.
It says damage.
It goes with. I'll read it for you. Protect the field. You can propel your weapons with psionic force once on each of your turns immediately after you hit a target within 30 feet of yourself with an attack and deal damage to it with a weapon. You can expend 1 psionic energy die. So it's a little bit extra just because of my psychic abilities. Because of this other thing living inside of here with me.
Right.
And then I guess I'm going to take another swing at him. And hopefully do a little bit stronger damage. Let's see. Nope. Just a wild miss. I'm sleepy. Right. Damn it.
Anything else?
I believe that is all. Thank you very much.
All right. Yes, you guessed it. He is beginning to cast a spell. The way this will work is I will have it force a concentration check immediately because it is a spell with concentration. So go ahead and roll me that damage for that magic missile.
Is it still the same magic missile? It's a con save every dart.
Is it a con
From
save
what
for every dart?
it's
Yes.
for every instance of damage, and it's separate
Yeah.
instances.
Sure, okay.
So
But
one,
but they're all going to be at flat tens, right?
yeah, every single one of them. So that's total of 12 force damage.
Did you have him
But
targeted? No. Okay.
no, sorry, hold on.
That's okay. I got it.
Okay,
It's good rolls on those D4s.
I know. I was very impressed.
Okay. And so that's 3 con saves for him. Let's see. Con
This is why I
one.
love magic missile.
This is not a save against a spell. So he doesn't
No, it's
get
just a
his magic
Constitution
resistance.
save DC 10.
First one's an 18. Nat 1.
Yeah.
So whether you
Let's
failed or
go.
not, he attempted to put the two of you to sleep, but you break his concentration, so it immediately dissipates. So you are not incapacitated, the two of you in the hut.
I foresaw the future and your failure.
And he is seething mad at that.
I'm a better spellcaster, bitch.
Seed
First
and
level.
cope, as the kids say.
Mauled, uncle.
All right. So
Uncle Longtooth is malding.
that is his turn. The flies are coming into your square. Gil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they
Oh,
crit.
shit.
Ouch. 15 points of piercing damage.
No,
That
Draw
is
faster,
love.
Jack.
Hold on. I'm
That could have been
not
so much
dead
worse.
yet.
You're not dead yet. Quinn, it is your turn. You watch these bugs fly into Gil's
Yeah,
space.
I did. And unfortunately, I am well studied enough in magic to know that the effects of Sanctuary are very fleeting and end if I take any offensive action. So, what I am going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this moment to make myself as hopefully unhittable as possible. So, I am going to kind of put my hoopak into the ground in front of me, take a deep breath and concentrate and cast mirror image and split into 4 Quins, all standing there holding their hoopak.
Nice.
So that's a free spell for me from my Adept of the Red Robes. So yes, 3 loser duplicates of myself appear in my space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with me and mimic my action in the shifting position, so it's impossible to track which image is real. So there are 4 Quins all just sort of shifting around in front of the
Nice.
bugs.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. So if you have Sanctuary up and this, and they try to attack you, then what do they have to do to try to attack you with Sanctuary?
So the first thing they have to do is make a wisdom save, I think. I don't know what the DC is on that, so I have to make a wisdom save to attack me. And then if they attack me and hit me, I roll D6s for my mirror images, and we figure out if one of those gets hit instead of me.
So on Sanctuary, they will attempt that wisdom save. And this would be against Vora's DC. I got a 17.
Yeah.
So they can attack
so
you.
they may attack me.
And so now they are going to try to hit you, which would still be versus your normal armor class.
Yes, my normal AC of 15, right, which is this plus mage armor. So yeah.
right. 11 on the die gives me a 16, which would hit.
Yes. So they do hit me. So now what happens is for my mirror image, I roll. First of all, do they have blind sight or true sight?
Negative.
Okay. So they can't see through the spell just by default. So I roll a d6 for each of my remaining illusions, which is 3. On a 3 or higher, which I get 1 of, it hits the illusion instead of me. And now I have 2 illusions. So one of the illusions disappears as it's covered by the swarm.
Nice. That's awesome. However, the special effect, since it didn't actually hit you, wouldn't happen. Which is another good thing. That's even more awesome in this instance.
Okay,
Good.
we'll take it.
Very good.
So,
Okay, well, it didn't kill me, so that's good.
right. They feel very satisfied. These little bugs are very gleeful because they made a bad guy go away.
They're right, disappeared him, poofed him right out of existence.
Right. Kaylin, your turn.
Kalen is going to kind of casually look over his shoulder, make sure everyone's okay. He's going to tilt to the left and get on one hand.
I'd like to interrupt. Gil is not okay.
He's
He's standing.
Barely.
Up on his left hand, spinning his staff in the right hand, and going to come up with a true strike.
Ooh.
On Uncle Long Teeth.
Oh, did they make True Strike good?
Yes.
Yes.
Especially
Even better
when
when
you
you crit. Dang it.
Wow.
Ooh.
But- Really bad damage roll for only 12 points of damage on 2d8 and 2d6. All of it is radiant damage.
All right.
Ooh.
It's 12 more than 7.
And I believe my buddy Cal here up in my face needs a wink as I'm upside down. And as part of that, while I'm upside down, my right foot is going to come down on the top of Uncle Longteeth's head. And D&D giveth, and D&D taketh away as I roll a natural 1.
That's why all 20 numbers are on the die. Fantastic. Okay. Then that will bring us to Vora. Vora, you just watched this swarm go back into your compatriot square again. You watch the other swarm ineffectually take out one of the mirror images of Quinn, and you can see fisticuffs going on inside the cart with this hideous hag.
So if I give Gil a potion of healing, that's in my action, correct? Or no?
You can hand it to me, and then I can drink it on my
No.
turn.
No. The new rules.
Oh,
The new rules, potion of healing, should be listed under the item itself.
Hold on.
I'm pulling it up.
I got it right here. Potion, as a bonus action, you can drink it or administer it to another creature.
Correct.
The creature gets 2d4 plus 2.
So it is not your action. You may use your bonus action to give it to him to drink it.
Which now
So.
I'm wondering if I want to do that because I really needed my bonus action to cast.
do what you're gonna do. Gil will be fine.
Because I also know your ulterior motive. So, no, I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I'm gonna target Uncle. I'm gonna use the right button this time.
Okay. You have him targeted.
Okay. And
Now he's untargeted.
Well, dang it.
He was already targeted.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Okay. Is he targeted now?
Yeah, does it say? Do you see that on your combat tracker?
I do. You just need to understand the number of screens I'm going between.
I do understand the number of screens you have. I just want to make sure that you know where to look for.
I do.
Great.
I am looking at 2 different things. Okay. So, Now I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, but I would like to cast it right behind him.
Okay. I will draw you a token.
Thank you. Okay. And I will attack with said spiritual weapon. Ha ha!
Ooh.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Kabing.
Another crit.
Nat 20 for a total of 19.
Right.
Still a
But
crit.
still a crit.
Okay. So, now damage. Hey.
There you go.
15 points of damage.
He's not happy about that.
And I'm going to go ahead. That was my bonus action. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use. I didn't really throw my crossbow down. I just pretended. And I'm going to shoot my crossbow.
Okay.
Does 11 does not hit, I'm sure.
No, unfortunately, you're still bobbing and weaving a little bit with exhaustion.
I made it in the room, though.
You did, yes.
Okay.
You're in the room where it happens.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that will bring us to Gil. These creatures are swarming all over you again, Gil.
My existence is to make the uncle's hell. I will once again hold magic missile. They will not cast a spell this day.
But don't you have 2 spell slots left? Isn't that it?
This
So
is
what
my last spell slot.
What is your trigger for this?
If they cast another spell,
Gotcha. Okay.
F that guy, am I right?
Right. That will bring us to the top of the round to Calistrick.
All right. Now, of course, my inclination is to bonk him again with my heavy maul. However, we do want to keep this guy alive so we can get to the bottom of this. Are any of these cages big enough to enclose him?
Probably not. They're
Okay.
they're meant for tiny creatures.
Well, I don't see anything else. Like I could throw a bed at him or a couch or even drop a blanket over him to wrap him up with my mind powers, but that would take an action and he's going to just kick it off. Pull it off on his turn when he can interact with object for free. So I think I'm going to do Cal Smash again. So worried that I missed him the first time, I'm going to step even closer, brush my molars together, and take a big straight down on top of him. Does a 14 hit?
That will
Does
miss. He jumps out of the way. Of
You
your
are
ball.
inspired.
And what does that do?
You would roll a d8 and add it to an attack or ability check.
All right, then I'm adding a D8. Thank you for that. Does a 16 hit him?
He still jumps out of the way. So freaking close.
I'm sorry I wasted that inspiration.
Hey, it wasn't a waste. You just didn't roll high enough. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to take my second attack.
Okay.
That one should hit.
You don't have him targeted anymore, but that would connect. That wasn't an attack roll. That was just a straight D20, Jack.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay, just target him because that would hit with your bonuses.
Got him. Yeah. Let's see. So damage. Crap again. I'm going to throw another psionic strike in there because I can.
Hold on.
That was 2. Sorry.
None of those are targeting him.
Yuck. Okay.
It's all right. I can do it. So it's 11 plus 8. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So
And I think I'm going to go ahead and do my action surge
okay.
and just keep on swinging.
All right.
Is that a smart move? I think it is. This guy just needs to stop fighting back.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Damn it.
13, however, will miss.
And last strike. How
The
about
17 will hit, though.
All right.
So you connect again.
For the lousy 2 and a 1. Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Is that it?
Is it possible to use a portent dice on not a d20?
I
What'd
think
you
it's
say?
only 4 d20 rolls.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. Wow. Okay.
All right. It is his turn, and he begins to cast a spell. Do you disrupt it?
It's my job.
Okay.
So
go ahead. Go ahead and roll the
target-
damage. Target him and give him damage.
I think I have them targeted. Let's see that damage.
You do not have them targeted, but that's okay.
I do not. How do you target?
You click him
Control
and-
left click.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the
So-
first one was 4 damage. The
I'll
second
add
one
that to him.
is 5, and the third one's 5.
Nice.
4 more. Okay. At this, those 3 missiles hit into him as he begins casting. He grits his teeth and finishes the spell.
I use a portent to do one of the saves and make it a 6 automatically.
So hold on. He doesn't have to make saves because this spell does not have concentration. It was a good thought, but not every spell has concentration.
Oops.
And he appearing in his hand is a metal fork, which he hits against his other hand, and it vibrates. And he says,
Bye.
"We'll meet again."
Bye, Felicia.
Poof. And he is gone.
Wow. Did anybody get a picture of this guy?
I was readying hold person, but okay.
However, we still have some flying
Swarms.
creatures to deal with. Gil. There's one in your space.
Gil lives.
With a 7, it misses you.
Oi.
Quinn, it is your turn.
Well, regardless of what I do, if I hit it with a ranged spell, it's getting an attack of opportunity. So I might as well step away from it first. So that's what I'll
Absolutely.
do. So feel free to take. First, make your wisdom save to see if you can hit me.
There is no attack of opportunities from swarms.
Oh, even better. Then I'll just back up, and then I will do some chanting and some mumbling, and I will fling a chromatic orb at the little bastard.
All right.
So that's a crit, and that will
Nice.
be and I'm going to make this acid damage because why not?
Oh, that's gross.
So
Oh,
that
yeah.
is 29 points of acid damage. I don't remember what the rules are for chromatic orb for jumping. So I know if I roll the same number on 2 or more of the D8, it leaps to a different target. But I don't know if that counts, if it only is the base damage dice or if it can be the crit dice too, because I've got 3 4s. So, but I don't have 2 matching numbers in the base damage dice. Does that make sense, Scott?
I think they're all damage dice once you crit.
Yeah, it just says if you roll the same number on 2 or more of the d8s. So I did. So this
Yeah.
acid orb will sort of bounce off of this swarm and wobble over to the other swarm and make another attack roll. So this
Holy
is again with
macaroons.
advantage. Let me untarget that one.
Yeah, you
And
melted that swarm.
target the other swarm and another chromatic orb. That's another crit.
Nice.
The D20s tonight. My goodness.
So that is
Wow.
36 points of acid damage to the other swarm as Quinn just screaming, just this high-pitched, inchoate scream just wipes all of the swarms out of existence.
Now, there's no area effect on this ball of acid, right? Just
It is
saying,
not.
because it is, these creatures are I have to envision that
Yeah.
that the orb, as it jumps, targets the individual creatures within the swarm in your friend
Yes.
square. So,
Yes.
Gil, what you see is this blob of acid come in your direction and break into parts and just kill all the creatures around you, which drop melting to the ground, and you are left unscathed by the acid.
Wow. Wow.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes us
And-
out of initiative.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess I didn't see what happened inside, so I'm yelling, "Hey, what happened? Is she still in there?"
It's a he and no.
Oh. So my top knot kind of settles back to the ground. The fire goes out of my eyes, and my duplicates all disappear.
Vora's gonna do her cleric due diligence and hand a potion to Gil now
Potion?
of healing.
What a waste of resources. The fight is over. Know you not your management skills?
Take the potion.
What I will
Or
take
not.
is a
You don't have to take it.
Yeah.
I would like to give a thorough investigation of the room by
Uh-huh.
going through cages and drawers and under couches and under rugs.
Yeah, I would be
go
helping with that as well, looking for any papers, anything that would tie this person to the victims in any way, shape, or form, or even to our suspect.
So you see these cages are similar to the ones that you saw on the porch of the suspect. The only one that had two of them had inhabitants, the others are empty, but have seen usage. And give me I guess you said investigation, so you're trying to deduce things, or is this more of a perception look around?
I am thoroughly looking around, so if you want to say it's perception, but I'm investigating the...
Then give me an investigation check.
Yep. 13.
With that, you do find there is a chest shoved underneath the couch. Does have a lock on it.
I would first like to check it for traps.
Investigation check.
It is not trapped
It is not.
with my 5. So I will attempt to pick the lock
All right.
using thieves' tools.
Correct. So that would be a sleight of hand check with advantage if you have.
Uh-huh. Could you, somebody?
Yeah, I think I was gonna come up to Kale and see if I could help, but I honestly don't know how. I
If you have
thought
the
I had a
guidance
spell.
He doesn't have any more spells.
I do.
25.
Unnecessary.
Easily picks the DC 16 lock, and you have unlocked the chest.
I'm going to
As
take
you
the
unlock
lock.
check the poisoned needle.
I'm going to keep the lock in my backpack because you never know when a good lock is necessary.
You don't
and
have the
then
key to it,
But he can pick it.
but you can pick it.
if I'm attaching it to someone else, I don't need the key.
Right.
Fair.
What's in the box?
So you open the box and you see there's a fitted soft cushion that has room for 6 cylindrical objects, 5 of which are in there and 1 is empty.
Oh boy.
And they look like little glass bottles.
Do they have anything in them?
Do you pull them out?
I'll pull one out. Yeah.
Okay. So this iron bottle has or glass bottle has a brass stopper, and inside you see something moving, wiggling, kind of strangely. To your eyes, it would look like a worm of some kind or some sort of thing.
Tequila shots.
Sure. Do you drink it?
No.
How
What
many
kind of
people
check would
were
it be
missing?
to identify this?
So you can make an Arcana check.
Ooh, I can help with that one.
We should probably roll separately because I'm not trained.
All right then. I shall check it for Arcana.
I got a 10.
You have no idea what it is.
Could I also?
I got the
check?
23.
Ooh, never mind.
So you've seen these before, Calistric. You've seen these. Somebody showed you one once. This is. It wasn't a glass version; it was a steel version. But this is what you saw it as a flask, and it is a device that is used to trap creatures and turn them into these larva-like substances
I
that are
believe
inside.
these are our missing people from the city. Let us close this and take it back.
That's
very
only
gently.
great because it makes it easy to carry them.
How many were missing?
6.
No,
5.
5. You had 5 missing people.
What
And
if
these are
this
5
is
bottles.
not a missing person?
There are 5
there-
bottles here, and there is 1 empty slot waiting on another bottle.
Oh,
And
Which
these are
Yeah.
tiny objects, by the way.
Which I'm sure the hag has the other bottle, probably.
The
Hey,
sunflies can carry them.
Do I think that a sunfly could carry this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it can carry a whole 50-foot rope. It can carry this.
49.
Is the missing bottle anywhere else in this room?
You guys have done a once over of the whole place. You're tearing it apart. There is no other bottle here.
It is
Okay,
not
so-
the bottle. It is a curse.
Here's my thought. Or rather, let me do this in character. All right, so exhausted, not exhausted. I can carry the box immediately to the authorities to hope to free that innocent tiefling. We're running out of time, and if we wait on you all, we might not make it, and an innocent person might go to jail. So if I ran now, I could bring these as evidence, and you all can catch up.
I am not exhausted, but I can protect these 3 others. And our
No,
glitch
you should go.
friends.
You should go with Kalen. Kalen can't. If this person has any other accomplices in the city, if the tiefling is actually working with the hag, you're going by yourself into danger.
I
So-
agree.
So Kalen should go with Cal, and the rest of us will catch up. We'll meet you at the station. The 3 of us will be fine coming out of the swamp. We got here okay.
Just a reminder, you have until dawn before he has to release the suspect.
And it's early evening.
Correct.
And how
Okay.
far is it back to the precinct?
Well, how far is it, or
How
how
long does it
fast
take
can
to
you?
get there? Yeah.
Who, Jack?
Yeah,
Me
The-
or Kalen.
What
You
I'm
take-
saying is, you guys can get back there super fast, and some of you can't.
Got it.
Do we
Okay.
have
So-
enough
So-
time for our slowest person to get there?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So
Do we have enough time for our slowest person to get there and take a short rest in this cabin
Yes.
so that our slowest person can spend some hit dice and heal up?
Yes, you can totally take a short rest if that's what you wish.
yeah.
I'm
I
going
wish to
to
take a short
break.
rest.
All right.
I
Your
am
rest
going to
has
spend
been
this.
granted.
Yeah, I'm
Feel
gonna
free to
spend this short rest meditating to do sorceress restoration to grab all my sorcery points back.
spend hit die to get hit points back.
Okay.
During the
I am
short
now
rest?
full, spending 3 hit dice, and I also
And the
get
only
all
way to
my
get rid of exhaustion is a long rest, right? That's per
long rest.
level. A
Correct.
long rest night per level of exhaustion.
Correct.
How many do I get?
You can spend as many as you need,
Okay.
but you actually didn't even need to spend any. You're not hurt.
Oh, I was
Nice.
exhausted. I thought it would
You
help.
Oh, you
can't
can
change
get rid
the
of that.
exhaustion.
Okay.
Not on a short rest.
That's why I thought. Sorry.
Or a greater restoration spell,
Right.
which I don't think any
All
of
I
us could
can,
cast.
I have a lesser
all I can do is
restoration.
lesser.
Same.
Yeah, all I can do is Lester. Lester, Rester.
Yeah. Lesser as well.
Going to do an arcane recovery to get 1 third level spell back.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but that is a lot more useful than getting some sorcery points back.
All right.
Okay.
Is there a way to leave this place with a blessing or similar so that this creature will not return? I do not know of one.
We could bless it with fire.
I was thinking of this, but perhaps we pull it back into the city, and the creature cannot return to it in this holy city.
Well, the only problem are the wheels, and I'll look at the weird creatures that are the wheels for this thing.
I forgot they were made of creatures.
Correct.
Maybe the creatures can just be convinced to walk that way.
I could speak to them. It's possible.
I do not know if it is worth it, but if you would
It-
like, you should try.
I'm not sure if we're a voting body or if we're just kind of go with the flow of the leader, but I vote fire.
I agree.
Yes.
I'm
I
on.
think
I'm on
fire
the
would
team.
be
I'm on.
good.
The blinking forms of a soul and Lorelai both raise their hand at fire.
All right, so we're at 6 fire and 1 drag it back to town.
Yes.
Vora, may I have that torch?
Before wait,
Here you
so
go.
okay, before we light it on fire though, are there any more of the sunflies in the cages?
No. All the
Okay.
ones that were in here attacked y'all and died by acid death.
Okay, I mean they had it coming. I just want to make sure we're not burning and like because they weren't like when there were just like a couple of them, they were just like little dudes.
And all
So-
the ones that were trained to come here and bring the objects all left here after they dropped the objects. They all did what they
Okay.
were tasked to do.
Okay,
So they're likely back on her porch.
sure.
Alistair,
And
can I-
again,
can I have your torch,
that's
please?
fine. I don't. I just don't like burning little guys to death. You know, it just
Right.
doesn't seem right.
Right. They were being compelled by this
You're right.
creature.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
So I would feel a little bit bad about that. So okay, as long as we're just burning.
Yeah, you're
The
just burning
wagons down.
an old thing, and as soon as you set it aflame, the pill bugs that are functioning as the wheels immediately move away and slowly crawl off into the swamp.
I was
So I'm
going to ask
sitting there
Gil
with
to
2
talk to them.
torches. gonna tuck one in and say, Vora, can I have a third torch, please?
And I'm gonna pull. Yep, there you go.
Light it, and I'm gonna juggle the flaming torches to light the
Nice.
building on fire.
Excellent. Excellent. Give me a performance check.
Absolutely. Would this be considered dancing?
What I would allow is it's a performance check. So if you wanted to substitute dexterity, you could, but you probably would rather leave it at charisma.
Yes.
There you go.
The only reason I ask is Dancer Bard gets advantage on all dancing checks.
Gotcha.
Performance. Just a 12.
So you do not burn your face off. It's not the best. And at some point in the routine, you do drop one on the ground, but you accomplish the goal. And the hut is up in flames as you choose to heroically walk away with it behind you as you head into town.
And I'll hand the torches back and then put out the one that hit the ground and hold it to Vora and say, I think this one's off balance.
Nice.
Who's got the little box?
Kalen will be holding onto the little box.
Okay. Does anyone need a piggyback ride?
I
Are you
might.
still wobbly? I
Gil-
would much rather give Vora a ride than Gil.
Sorry.
That's fair.
Oh, because y'all are still exhausted.
Yeah.
It's
Hold
going to
on.
be days.
For this entire short rest, I've been using my bonus action to call a skeleton for an hour. So you watch as a Kenku skeleton slowly walks up.
Nice.
And carries you like a baby.
Yep. And I go, finally.
All right. So you make it back into town. You head into the precinct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The skeleton will not enter the perimeter of the town.
Okay, right. Fair enough. You leave the skeleton tucked away outside of town. You make your way down to the precinct, and you do find Varel again there at the precinct. He's like, any news, any word, any proof?
Well,
Yes.
we followed some bugs from the tiefling's home that took us outside of the city, and we encountered a horned creature there that had this. And I opened the box, and there's the 5 glass flasks. These are containing creatures, and we're mostly certain that these are your 5 missing children that were taken by this horned creature out in the woods.
They weren't children. They were just 5 people.
5 people, 5 individuals.
Right.
This is a curse of some sort that has been placed on these people to shrink them and keep their essence in these bottles.
If you're okay, we can open one and see what happens. It might be
We're
a
not.
creature of some violent nature, but I would prefer opening these if they are people, because we don't want them trapped.
We should probably have you open them, though, with people who are learned in this type of thing.
There
rather
are
than just
people who
random.
understand these things far better than we.
Like a magical clinic.
If there are
Magical
people
mini
trapped
clinic.
in those bottles, we should get them out immediately.
We
I will
kill
twist the
them.
top of one of them.
Of course you will.
So you twist the top, and popping out in this larva basically elongates out the tube into the shape of a female dragonborn, gold scaled dragonborn, and she says, "Where am I? Where am I?"
Excelsior.
Well, yes, that's where I live. Good.
You've been freed.
The police
Oh.
station?
Excellent.
You're not missing anymore.
We found you.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm going to start opening all the rest.
So the next one is a male gnome. The third one is a female human. Then a male human, and then a female tiefling. They all come out and all have the same shocked appearance of where they are and how they had, hideous just experience of nothingness of very like they talk about how their capacity to understand was diminished, their capacity to experience was diminished beyond like very rudimentary abilities and perceptions, and it was very disconcerting. You could tell these people are a little messed up by this experience, but they all eventually tell the last thing that they knew was seeing this tiefling coming towards them, saying words with one of those vials in their hand.
Well, I
And
stand
and and he
corrected.
and he turns around and he goes, "All the proof I need. Thank you very much."
There's one vial missing, so you might need to beat it out of the tiefling.
Well,
Oh,
now
I
that
mean,
wait.
talk up.
But
now that I can arrest her, I can strip search and do all of those things. I bet I'll
but
find
Another
the
thing.
last vial.
also a horned fiend that disappeared and teleported away. So magical compulsion is definitely a possibility here. So I maybe wouldn't be too hard on the tiefling until you've had somebody make sure that she isn't under mind control.
You might want to have some people
Spell.
stationed around where the living quarters
I'm
were.
just saying that maybe she wasn't operating under her own auspices, because
Little
I
brother, you're
definitely
so
know of
soft.
creatures that can mess with your mind, and it would be wrong to punish her without at least checking that angle, right?
We have
This is lawful town, right?
we have priests that can discern how much her mind was affected, if at all.
And also, if
You
you
are
see these
so
flying
soft,
bugs that
ugly.
have like humanoid faces, you should shoot them out of the sky.
The,
Or
the,
follow them.
the creatures that were on her porch, we just assumed those were pets of hers.
They were delivering these bottles to the creature in the woods.
They too were under compulsion. I'm just going to throw that out there.
That is
Really
sinister.
quickly, just so that you can know, and using prestidigitation, I'm going to make a small little ballerina style image of the thing we fought. And I'm going to say, this is your foe.
Probably going to go back to the swampy area to look for their quarters, which we removed. And so you might want to have some people stationed out there so when they return,
I
you can
dropped a
catch.
torch and the place caught on fire.
Totally by accident. All
Make
three.
a deception check.
See, I
Who?
didn't say on accident on purpose.
I did.
Everything I said was the truth.
Make a deception check.
Who, me?
Yes, you said you're lying.
I didn't actually drop it. I don't know if it was an accident or not. I'm not the one that did it.
I
I'm
dropped
just
it.
thinking of all
You
of
could
us
have dropped
standing
it.
around, watching it happen. It was totally an accident.
All right. Oh, right. 14 on the die for a 6.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Another deception check. Right.
Um, they they say, all right, well, was not in the city limits, so outside of our jurisdiction, but you shouldn't go burning down people's domiciles, even if they are guilty. Um, just a
Question.
note.
Is it a greater crime if these people trapped in bottles were locked in this box? Like there was a lock on it?
I don't know that that's any more horrendous. I mean,
Kidnapping is bad enough.
maybe.
All right. So I'm keeping the lock.
Fair enough.
So,
So,
I don't know if someone mentioned this. Our foe did escape, but when they did so, they pulled out a little tuning fork to do so, and they dinged it and disappeared.
They shifted to another plane of existence.
If that's what that means.
Did they say anything as they were leaving?
They'll see us again.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks, we did pretty well the first time.
I believe you offered us a reward.
Yes, I certainly did.
Approximately 8,000 experience points.
uh,
Would you look at that?
he actually hands over a pouch of coins, as well as he pulls off a symbol that looks like his police badge, and said, "May this protect you in times of need." Um, and hands that over as well. So let's see.
Who does he hand it to?
Who would he hand it to? Probably you, because you were talking.
Okay. If I'm wearing this, do I have to tell people I'm a cop?
It will identify you as at least a friend of the law enforcement in this city.
I hand it to Calistrick.
I hand it to Bora.
I sigh and just tuck it in my pocket.
Okay, so they thank you very much for your time and efforts. And Bora, when you take that and hand it and tuck it into your pocket, make me a perception check.
It's a glyph of warding.
Perception.
In your exhausted state.
Well, a 3.
Okay, it's in your pocket.
Great.
You don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
Well, that was all really
We're
fun,
not
but we still haven't found the card that Rome brought here.
Yeah.
God.
Could we
Card?
Yeah, have you seen a card
Yeah.
like this? And I'll hold it up.
I think there's one down the evidence locker.
What?
We've been tracking them down. That's what our is the trail that we're following. The Modron Rome. It's dropping them places.
Why is it in evidence?
It was found on the steps of the gate.
Ah,
But why is that evidence?
Evidence for what?
Because it's a found object that has magical properties that we can't discern.
Oh, right. Can I have it?
Lost and found. Obviously we have the other ones.
We have almost a full deck, and I'll pull out. I think I have. No, I only have one on me.
I'll pull like 4 of them out.
All right, you guys can, with one helping the other, make a persuasion check.
Cool.
All right.
That is not me.
I'll make that.
I'm not trained.
That is, even with my exhaustion, a 23 with a crit.
He says, "I suppose we don't have much use for it. It's been here a little while, and maybe you can help you in your investigation. It seems like a clue for you, yes?"
Yes.
Yes.
How long has it been
really
here?
is.
He gives you a number of days that match. But
No, Scott, I want the exact date and time. This is a lawful good society. They would have it documented.
and they
Well.
give it to you.
Excellent.
Let's see. Let me see. Uh,
What's the evidence clerk's names?
Jonathan.
Makes sense.
I guess does it feel like we're maybe gaining a little time on Rome?
Yes. Yes, it does. But you also know that you have lots of towns.
A bunch of
and who
places.
knows?
Yeah, we got a bunch more places to go.
Is it possible for us to take a nap?
Here?
Not in the no. I mean,
Yes.
We
it
have a
is.
whole castle just right.
yeah.
Do you have any churches that provide spellcasting for a price?
Yes, of course.
Do you think they offer bulk discounts?
I would
I could
imagine
sleep it off.
there's possibility they would offer a discount. I don't know.
Save money, but I think the goal is to save time rather than going and resting for a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, it would
Say
take
that
5
somebody got
days to get rid
very
of
tired.
gills.
Yeah.
But you also
Maybe-
know you have to travel to the next gate town. And that
True.
took many days last time, so there's likely
Yeah,
the
it could be
likelihood
anywhere from 200 to 400 days between here and there.
right.
Right.
All right, that's fair.
So I think
So-
we should head back to the.
Well, let us see what this card's got for us.
I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
So,
I'm
so
working
I've,
on
ta-
that.
ta- I've talked him out of the card. So what does he give me?
Ooh, we just got 2,500 gold. Boy, I'm saving my pennies.
Uh, I mean, there's not one. Hold on. Hold, please.
There's only 5 of us here, so we each get 500, right?
Thank you for saying that out loud so I don't hit the distribute.
It's 357 and change.
Their gold all glitches out, right? So we get 500.
We tried to give it
this-
to you.
Is the image you see on
It just passes
the
right through.
card.
Ooh,
he
that
hands
one's
you.
pretty.
Ooh, that one is pretty. I will tuck it away with my other cards. I don't have an hour at the moment, so.
All right.
On our way to the castle, or our fortress, does there happen to be a magic shop that would a purveyor of magic items?
Yes.
I would like to, with my 300 that I'm getting, plus the 400 I have, I want to see if I can get bracers of defense.
1 second.
Also, would you all like me to cast Identify on this?
Yeah, while I'm shopping, I mean, you can ritual cast Identify. And the police badge, maybe.
Yeah.
Would you like to do both of those?
Then I can do them as a ritual, so yeah, why not?
I'll hand the
So-
badge over.
It is a brooch of shielding.
That's a good one.
Me looking at my brooch of shielding. Oh wow!
Except I'm not going to take it out just yet because I want to double check that the new version of it is the same. Because that is the legacy version. So hold on 1 second.
Regardless, I think that should go to Calistric.
Yes.
Either that or maybe Quinn for concentration's sake, but
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
And because one magic missile could likely kill Quinn.
you saw what happened.
All right, I believe I put the right version now.
I'm running low
Because
on
what
attunement
a brooch of
slots.
shielding does now, if this is different, it's while you're wearing this brooch, you have resistance to force damage and immunity to damage from the magic missile spell.
Yes.
Ooh.
Definitely
Same.
give that to Quinn.
So now Gil and Quinn have a bridge of shielding.
You
So
are,
that is in the party sheet. You can grab that.
we've
I'm gonna-
deputized you.
Divvy up the coinage.
So So it's 250. Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Let's see. That's going to be 10,
Brooch of shielding.
and then boop, and then that's going to be
And then
5.
after you're done with the
Boop. There we go.
coinage,
I am done.
what
So
does
if
the star
the
card
brooch is in the party sheet, whoever's taking that.
Quinn's got
That's
it.
you, Sean.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
And
Now
the
the
star
card.
Yeah.
Did I not have that in the party sheet? I don't think I did.
I grabbed it because he was giving
Oh,
it.
okay.
I was talking him out of it, so I have it.
Did I
As a bonus
identify
action,
it?
you may
Great.
as a bonus action, you may speak a command word while holding the card aloft to gain advantage on all saving throws for the next 10 minutes. Once this property is used, it may not be used again until the next dawn. So,
And again, these require attunement, all these cards.
Mhm. And if somebody wants to grab that one, now that we know what it is, I'm happy to hand that one over. I have 3 cards in one attunement slot with the Brooch of Shielding. So
What was that card?
gain advantage on saving throws for 10 minutes.
Okay.
As an
Might be-
action?
As a bonus action.
Oh.
It's good for any spellcaster.
Yeah.
It's good for any frontliner. It's a good card to have.
Yeah, it pretty much needs to be in somebody's wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's
usage.
very useful to have a bunch of saving throws or advantage on saving throws. It would honestly work great for me with even with the Brooch of Shielding.
Everything
Yeah,
works
I
for
imagine
you.
your Constitution save is pretty bad.
Constitution save is terrible.
I mean, mine's only a +1.
What were you
Mine
asked
is
for item
plus
mine
one?
is
two.
a flat 0.
Bracers of defense. I didn't
Actually,
know the rarity on them.
my con save is a +3 because I am apparently proficient in that. So I don't know how I
Bracers
gained
of-
proficiency in con saves.
Braces of defense are rare, so 4,000 gold pieces.
And I do a layaway plan.
You don't know when you're going to be back here. They'll
I'm sure
gladly
they
do
have
a
debt collectors.
They'll gladly do a layaway plan, but they're going to hold like you have to hit a certain threshold before they'll give you the item, right?
Okay. I will not take +2 to my AC.
Could I purchase? Is this just a catch-all magic shop where we can look for something?
You are in a major city, a lawful city, so you're not going to find poisons. You're not going to find
I'm not looking for that.
a really ugly, necromancy things, but you can find items.
I'm just looking for an arcane grimoire.
Nothing special.
The name of it alone is the wrong city.
That doesn't appear to exist in the new version.
Or what's the? I guess just not grimoire. Arcane focus.
Oh,
Just
you're
like a-
looking for the +1 wand of
Yeah.
the battle mage?
Yes.
Yeah, mine is a +1 Bloodwell vial. Is the one I have for that.
One of the war mage.
Yeah, that's it.
400 gold pieces requires attunement.
What is? Do normal +1 things require attunement, or is the one of the war mage something special?
Just depends on what it
Certain
is.
items will require attunement, others won't. Like the Bloodwell vial does require attunement. The Brooch of Shielding requires attunement. It not some uncommon and up magic items need attunement while others do not.
If that's the
Just
case, then
remind me.
I'm just not gonna get
ballpark.
it.
It does require attunement. It costs 400 gold. It's available if you want it.
Ballpark a ring of protection for me. Is that like $1,000?
We don't have to ballpark anymore if it's from the new book.
Ah,
Thank you, 2024.
cool.
We actually have magic item prices.
Yep. It's all by rarity. It's flat. It's not this range of weirdness. It's all very specific.
Good. The
Ring of
ranges were tough.
protection is 4,000 gold pieces.
4,000. Okay, I was off by just a titch. All right, cool, cool, cool.
Anything else in the magic shop here in town?
I was hoping to pick up a magical weapon. Are there +1 weapons that I could afford?
What weapon? Let me.
I'm
Gotta give me
guessing
some.
probably a maul.
Thank you.
Sticking with the maul.
A +1 mall is 410 gold pieces,
Sold.
which is 400 pieces, 400 gold plus 10, which is what the cost of a normal mall is. That's how they do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Vora's not
Sold.
spending any money. She is holding on tight to everything she has.
So it used to be 500, 5,000. So now it's 400,
No,
4,000.
it's different. Yeah, it's slightly lower, but those were maximums. They gave you ranges before.
Okay.
Now they've taken away the range, and it is
Right.
at the
There is a price now.
At
right.
my own cost, could I just buy an assortment of spell scrolls?
1 second. It would depend on the scroll.
If you can tell me the cost of 1, spell paper, 2, good ink, and 3, the levels of spells, I will do all the math myself and rob myself.
Okay, Jack, I've dropped that +1 mall onto your thing. You just got to remember to change it. Make sure it's equipped and
Yep.
unequip your other one, and it should show up in your actions tab.
Got it.
What was the question, Miller? I'm sorry.
I was just seeing if they had spell scrolls I could buy.
Yes. Like I said, it depends on the scroll because they're not going to sell anything that has like nefarious or evil. They're not into things that are about thievery. They're not into things that are about like. So I would have to hear the titles to say if it's available here.
Right. Is
So I
there
would
a
have to
place,
approve a
like,
list.
There's a list?
I would have to approve your list, is what I said.
Okay.
There's not a list you can see on Fantasy Grounds. So, because it's all DM side, what I need to know is what spell levels are you looking for so I can give you a cost per
Just
spell.
one through third.
Right.
And Scott, uncommon magic item 400. Typically,
Yes.
I would like to get gloves of missile snaring.
Aura, you may have.
They not have scrolls from the DMG? Hold on.
Laura, you're saving up, right?
Yep.
You may have 200 gold of mine.
Aha.
Thank you.
Spell scroll of level 3 is 300 gold. Spell scroll of level 2 is 200 gold. Spell scroll of level 1 is 50 gold.
Okay, so 50, 200, 300.
Hmm?
Cal, are you gonna? How do you get? Do you put it in the party sheet or?
No, you just click on your gold and add 200 to it. You have to just put in
Manually?
a new number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Gloves of missile snaring.
Okay. Items. Gloves of missile snaring. Just gonna make sure you know the new rule version of it. If
What's
you're
the
hit
new
by
version?
just to make sure I'm reading it because I don't know if it's different. If you're hit by an attack roll made with a ranged or thrown weapon while wearing these gloves, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage by a d10 plus your dex modifier if you have a free hand. If you reduce the damage of 0, you can catch the ammunition or weapon if it is small enough for you to hold in that one hand.
Yep, that's the same.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot has changed when it comes to spells and things, so I want to make sure that you're not buying something that wouldn't work for your character concept.
Do they have?
And those are 400 gold, Justin.
Marked it off.
And in your inventory.
Thank
it does
you.
require attunement.
Got it.
Okay.
Do they have haste,
Yes.
counterspell,
Yes.
and Melf's minute meteors?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're just taking them to convert them into your book, I'm not going to drop you the scrolls because that's just more time we don't need to do.
Yeah.
So if your intention is to copy them into your spell book, you can do the math and figure out what that costs and all of that
That's
stuff
what I'm doing.
on top of all that. Yep. Anything else while we're here?
Nope. Not for me.
Okay. All right. So heading back to your castle with the intent to head to the next gate town, correct?
Yes.
And take a well-deserved rest.
Yep, you make it back and you are able to head to the next gate town. Are you planning on keeping the same clockwise rule?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at the map of Sigil, from where you
It takes us to a
are,
less fun one next time.
the next one that is missing would be Faunel. So it's almost a straight line in the eastern direction on the map, not eastern in the world, because this is a weird plane of existence. Past a place called Wonderhome and Flowering Hill. So as you start heading in those directions, you get your long rest, and we are going to take a break as everybody levels up.
What?
Ooh.
So
That is good.
everybody, we will take our break. It might be a little bit longer of one if people need a little moment, but we'll be back in 10-ish minutes or so as we take our break and come back. Please refresh your drinks, and we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. We are Dicey Decisions. This is our Twist of Fate campaign. Our heroes just succeeded in solving a abduction, a serial abduction case in the gate town of Excelsior, and were rewarded handsomely with some gold coin, a brooch of shielding, and talked their way into obtaining a card that was found at the gates, at the gate itself, the gate to Mount Celestia. Another card from the deck of many things, the star card. They've made their way into their walking fortress and are headed towards the city, the gate town of Faunel, crossing across the Outlands as they go. Their path, let's see how many days it's going to take you. Justin, please roll 3d6.
Roll low.
This will only take 8 days as you guys are headed in that direction. Partway through the journey, as you are heading, you see a interesting change in landscape as you come across what appears to be a mechanical city populated entirely by what are strange-looking creatures to most of you. However, Calistrick, you recognize these as Warforged.
Ooh. Oh boy.
To the rest of you, they would look almost Modron-like, not in those weird shapes that Modrons are, but the same kind of mechanics involved.
More
in the-
advanced Modron.
Right. More humanoid Modron, right? What is what it
All
would look
right.
like to you all. And the entire city looks like it is built of machines by machines kind of situation. So when you guys were in the gate town of Mechanist, it had similar qualities, but that was more about regimented order, where this is more wonderful. This is more science in work as opposed to structure in work.
So when I see this, Vora, come out. I want to show you. This
What?
is
What is it?
stories that I have told you of the explosion that brought me to you. See these people below.
Are they
They are,
people?
one of these is who I fought, and it exploded and sent me through the portal, the place, the thing that brought me to your world.
Wow, no wonder you look pretty beat up.
Yeah, see, they are made of metal.
Yeah,
They
I thought you
they
were
move
kidding.
like they make incredible warriors.
I believe it.
As you're getting closer to the city, you also realize that these, although they have some of the similar body shapes and types as you're used to, they're not armed or armored in any way, shape, or form for battle. They are all craftspeople.
I'm just gonna stay out on one of the balconies and probably the lowest one I can get on and just watch. It's amazing, and it does remind me of home.
I'll stay out there with Cal. Just watching.
Are there any particular things or people that we notice as we're passing, or are we just traveling really quickly across it?
I mean, you're seeing like things being built and assembled and like it seems like it is a city in a massive expansion, right?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And give me perception checks.
Both of us?
Yeah, the both of you that are outside. Anybody that's particularly trying to.
Hey, Gil's not. He's spending all of these 8 days resting and writing.
I can't tell a damn thing.
Mine's a
I
15.
got a 3.
Well, how many days is it between Excelsior and Wonderhome?
Probably about 3-ish.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Aura adds 6 to yours.
Okay. So
Oh,
9.
did I not take those off?
No.
Oh, because it only took one off for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Which means I would be at 1 or 2 exhaustion.
You were at
You had
5.
5,
So,
so 3 days you'd be down to 2.
I should only have 1. I was at 4.
Heals at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
What
was
that?
at 2 as well, so I am exhaustion free.
Correct.
Wonder
I
Home is
have
big.
yes.
So
And
that
it would feel like it's very clean. It is very um, uh, seems well taken care of. Doesn't
Is there
seem to be.
nature, or is it all like constructed trees and things?
You do see nature in the sense that like there's grass, there is trees, and there are things that are um, growing there within harmony of what's going on, but that's not necessarily priority. Like it looks like they didn't intentionally like clear cut the place, so it's not devoid of it, but it's more sparse in that regard. The focus is definitely on these um, inventions of wonder, basically.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And what were the perception checks that you guys got?
When you add in what I'm supposed to add back in, 9 for me.
Okay.
15.
You would notice that with the 15, that you would see um, the a symbol that looks to be holy in nature, but not one that you recognize from your world on some of these buildings.
Interesting. I'm going to point it out to Vora and write it down so I can show the rest of them.
Yeah, I don't recognize it, but definitely write it down. It's probably important.
We'll try to draw it accurately.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, are we stopping?
Should we
For
stop?
what purpose?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't think so.
We are not there yet. Sit down and buckle your seatbelt.
We're not there
Neither
yet.
of those things are true.
We're not there yet.
No,
We're not stopping at Metaltown?
I am not going down. They are
Okay.
violent and potentially deadly.
Those things?
Cal has history. Unless we really think we need to go down there, we should just move along.
Onward.
all right. So a day or so later, you come along another interesting settlement. This one looks to be a very small sized town. The structures are not big at all. And as you get closer, you realize this is a halfling community built into the hillside. Think 100% you are in the Shire as you approach it. It is a halfling community built amongst the fields of wildflowers and long grasses and small farmlands that are tended by simple halfling folk.
I'm gonna roll a Constitution. This would be a Wisdom saving throw, real quick. Okay, I fail. Shire. Baggin.
Excellent. Excellent.
Are we stopping at Halfling Town?
Do we need anything?
No.
We could probably go with a hot meal.
Don't we have a kitchen?
It definitely looks like a place where you could get a fantastic meal.
I bet they have a really good tavern.
These people party. I don't know if you've met many halflings, but the halflings in the Feywild are wild.
I'm down.
I'm game.
And by
Very
now,
well.
my
I like
exhaustion is
food.
gone, right?
What's that?
My exhaustion's gone now. I only had one.
Yeah,
meal
I'll
left.
clear it all for everybody.
Gil, you're alive.
I
JT.
feel so much better.
I'm gonna go find Zathir and ask her to pull over to the side and let us out.
Easily done.
And she can come for dinner too.
Yeah.
I prefer the food that I prepare.
We can bring you something back. A to-go
I-
box.
My palate is more used to my food.
Well, if I see something good, I'll bring it just in case. You might want it. And if you don't, we'll save it for whomever.
Okay.
Oh, I hope they have spicy sausages.
So as you start walking into town, you do see that you are drawing lots of attention. As you are outsiders, there aren't any creatures here but halflings. They are again simple farm folks. So the first thing you see is like some kid just points at you and goes running after their parents and is hollering and whatnot. And eventually, enough hubbub is made that several of the farmers have come up to the edge of their fences to the roadway you're walking on and greet you.
Who's casting prestidigitation with fireworks? Come on.
I understand that you are the superior race.
Oh, you got that right.
Is there a spot in this area where my group and I could relax with ale and good food?
Oh yeah, sure.
We have coin. They do.
Coin's great. We like coin. It's called the Twisted Root. It's right down the road.
Oh, great. Would you care to join us for a drink?
They all look at each other. They're like, I can knock off early. Sure.
Great.
So I'd like to Pied Piper kind of lead these guys with cartwheels and keep picking up more and more farmers on the way to the Twisted Route.
And you will. You'll definitely gain attention because you do realize that they are definitely interested and intrigued by strangers, but they're not fearful of you all, as your appearance does not come across as something to be scared of. That being said, your undead Loxodon is not with you, so they're still glitching and having problems. So Lorelei will also not be here as well. But they seem intrigued by strangers, and if you start in any way, shape, or form entertaining them, you are definitely gathering a crowd, and they seem to be enjoying it. And it almost seems like your presence is giving them reason to celebrate and be festive themselves.
Fantastic.
So as we're walking, I would like to... So, tell me about this place. How'd you end up in the Outlands?
Well, this place is known as Flowering Hill, and our goddess provided it for us and created this lovely environment for which we could flourish.
That's kind of amazing.
I know! It's pretty amazing.
But why here?
It's where she wanted us to go. She let us all here.
Which goddess?
Sheila Perryroll.
How did she lead?
Perryroyl.
How did she lead you here? From where did you come?
Well, it was interesting. Our elders that came here, I mean, many generations ago, and none of us that are alive now, it was some of our ancestors were led here. It is believed that they were each drawn from their homelands following wildflowers that sprung up out of the ground, one after another, and they just walked and walked and walked until this is where they arrived.
Interesting.
That's amazing.
Well,
Well-
it's legend. We don't know how true that is because it's so many generations ago, and you know how tales grow over time. Speaking of which, you got any good stories for us?
Oh,
we love a
my
good
word.
story.
Here we go.
Let's get to the tavern first.
So you
But-
get to the tavern and you realize that
As we go, I start using minor illusion to make wildflowers sprouting in front of us on our way to the tavern, so that we're following a little trail of flowers.
so are you trying to hide that you're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a either sleight of hand or deception, your choice.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I am. I'm hiding it. Ooh, that's not great though. That's a 12.
All right, well let's see if anybody catches you. Yeah, some little kid catches you and goes, "Those aren't real. Those are fake. That's magic."
Ta-da!
I kind of give the kid like a little wink, and an entire bouquet of flowers appears in my hand, and I hand it to the kid.
The kid takes them and runs off with their friends. Look what I got! Look what I got! And there's all sorts of excited. But they do appreciate the gesture. The adults that are going with you appreciate the gesture of you buying into their legend, their lore
Mhm.
of the town, and they're really appreciating this and whatnot. You get to this place, the Twisted Root, and you actually see that it's not tree roots that are twisted on the sign, but it's actually root vegetables that look twisted around each other on the sign of the thing. And this place is again, it's just an abundance of agriculture in this area. There is some outdoor seating which they lead you directly to because they're like, you're welcome to come inside, but it's a little short in there for some of you. You might have some issues.
Understood.
That seems great. Let's go.
Outdoor seating is fine.
Yes.
My legs, my feet touch the ground when I sit on the chair, and
Yes.
I look so happy with like so proud of myself. I'm like,
yeah, as a matter of fact, it's a great issue. You're sitting in the normal furniture outside. They've brought out barrels for the rest of you to sit on that are more appropriate to your size because they don't have stools quite tall enough. Otherwise, your knees would be up in your face. You know.
So I'm in the awkward position of halfway between. So
both
The seats are
are uncomfortable.
the barrels are too tall and the seats are too short.
all right, Goldilocks.
So as you would expect in a place like this, the food is fantastic. The ales are delicious.
Except
You
for
are-
Goldilocks, who only gets porridge.
That's right. You're able to enjoy very amazing meals and what have you. There's if they have it, they bring it out. If you ask for it and they can make it, they bring it out. If you ask them for recommendations, whatever they bring is delicious. So the food and the ale is just great, and it feels like a party is springing up around you, like to the point where people are breaking out musical instruments and playing and dancing begins and things like that. It's just a very festive place.
Well, that seems like I need to make a performance check, as I will lead the dancing.
Awesome.
27.
Oh my God. You have like the crowd around you just cheering and stomping as you are dancing, and any of them that have any quality or ability of dance of themselves are trying to join in and learn from you, and they're just having a blast.
So it's like a a hoedown line dance, and as it's going through, I'm twirling around each group and giving pointers and how to okay, on the beat, and as I'm dancing, I'm going to each individual and helping them pick up. And then as it's going on, I switch to dancing on my hands and show off for the kids.
And although these folks are not from Kryn, this is the closest you have felt
To Kenderholm.
to Kinderholm. Right.
Yeah.
You definitely feel that spirit here.
Oh, I'm eating, and I've actually forgotten that I lost some of my constitution at the Tower of High Sorcery at Wayrith, and I tried to get into a drinking contest, which ended predictably messily for everyone involved.
Excellent.
This
I'm having a good time.
this whole scene is gonna trigger a memory for Vora,
Uh-huh.
and it starts out as a happy memory, which is rare. And she rides this roller coaster of the laughter and the dancing and the sense of community, and then she's hit with a wave of sadness, and she still doesn't know why. She does remember the feeling of that community, of the family, of the happiness, and then it's immediately followed by this deep sadness. So she's very confused in having a happy memory, but that happy memory making her feel sad.
And as you are having these experiences and these memories come back to you, Vora, and the partying is happening, the dancing and the festivities are happening, you are all at one point in time tasked with telling a story to the group. Like it becomes an expectation.
Okay.
You can tell. So each of you in turn, however, whatever order you guys want to go with, need to tell these people a story.
I think we should roll initiative.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
do it.
love that idea.
Mhm.
13.
8.
4.
11.
Before we go, does anyone want to trade with Calistrick? So-
Does the alert feat require consent? Cal should be like, no, I got the 4.
So, Kalen, you are up first.
So Kalen goes from walking on his hands to show off for the kids, and then just kind of back handsprings and lands on an empty barrel. Says, you know, where I'm from, I worked in a circus. And it's a magical circus.
What's a circus, Papa? Shh, he's telling the story. He'll tell us.
It's a magical circus in a place called the Feywild.
Oh.
The Feywild is full of fairies and satyrs and all the creatures of fairy tales. And the circus is tents and games and food and contests of skill and strength, all for coins and tickets. You buy tickets and play in games. And my favorite game is the dragonfly races.
Ooh, we have dragonflies.
Not like this, you don't. These are dragonflies that you ride. They're as big as a wagon.
And you see all the kids' eyes are getting really big, and all the parents are just kind of like sitting back, going, you know, like this is great. They're loving the story.
So you pay your ticket, and you get on a saddle with this dragonfly, and you'd think, this could be scary because I don't know how to pilot a dragonfly. Well, here's the secret. Do you want to know the secret? You got to get in really close.
All the kids rush up.
The dragonflies can talk.
Nuh-uh.
So when you're
think when
riding
they-
them, you just tell them where you want to go.
I want to try.
Al is right there with the little kids. So, if you ever get invited to the Witchlight Circus, make sure you take a point and go, because it is an experience you'll never forget. But one warning, you have to be on your best behavior when you're there.
One of the parents is like, "Does this circus come like travel?"
Oh my, does it travel? It's an interplanar circus.
So it can come here.
I don't think it's ever been to the Outlands, but it's possible. There's so many planes and only so many weeks that the circus is on per year.
And you have connection with this circus?
I mean, I used to work there. I haven't been there in a while, not since I...
Uh-huh. Nope. Can't recall.
Not since huh. It's been a while.
Not since I left.
Well, if you ever
Somehow.
make it back and you can tell them to come here, we would gladly host that circus. It sounds right up our alley.
If I get a chance, I will tell them to head to the Flowering Hill in the Outlands.
You see a bunch of smiles around. And one of the local farmers tells a story about a stubborn pig that wouldn't come back into its sty, got out, and it's a story of him. It's a hysterical story about him and the pig end up wrestling in the mud and everything else, and everybody loves the story and whatnot. So Calistric, you would be up next.
Calistric has challenged several of the adults to a drinking contest, him against all of them.
All
and
right.
at this point, he's deep in his cups, and he's been trying to follow Kalen to learn how to dance. You've never seen him do this kind of... Only when he's very drunk will he do this type of thing. So he's sitting there just listening to the story about the dragonflies. And when they call his name, a story about... Shall I tell you one? About my brother. I should tell you.
Yeah.
Yes, when I was a child and my brother and I. Now, my name is Kalistrik, son of Vakshi, son of Kalishok. And my brother is my twin, Tawahar. One time, my father, Bakshi, took Tawahar and myself out with the tribes to go hunting. And we were hunting the large bison. The bison tower taller than me at their shoulders and longer than 3 tables here. They're huge. They travel across the hillsides grazing, but when you catch one and you use them for meat, they're delicious. They are the best thing in all of the plains. So, my brother and I were small, like you. Like you, about your size, right there, you. Yes, I know you are an adult, but I was a child. And
He's drunk.
yes.
No.
My father and the other adults were riding their huge goats down the hill to herd the bison. And and Tawahar and I were supposed to stay on the hillside and stay out of trouble and stay out of danger. But of course, Tawahar did not listen, and so I followed. As the adults were in the distance, circling behind on their giant goats, something spooked the bison, and they all started running toward us. It was amazing. We were two children standing in the face of a huge herd of trampling bison coming directly at us.
You see a couple of the kids are kind of like backing up to their parents and grabbing onto their parents' pant leg or apron or what have you.
The thunder of their hooves was so loud we could hear nothing. We turned to run, and that's when we saw it. A huge reptilian creature. Looks like a dragon but with no wings. It is called a drake. And it cut off in front of the herd, and the direction we were running, it cut us off. And now we know the hunting drakes had spooked from from the back of the herd and chased them directly toward this one. Well, we were stuck between a thundering herd and a hungry drake. What would we do? We hear a horn far to our left. Our father's horn. The adults are coming. We look that way. We see nothing. There is smoke. There's dust billowing everywhere. We are running, but we cannot stop because the drake is in front of us and the herd behind. What do? We did not know. We tried to curve off to the side. We will not make it past the herd. And the drake rushes directly at us. And we dive to the ground, and it dives over us. It charges into the herd, and the herd splits aside. It was not after us, you see, it was after the bison. We are covered with dust, caked with mud. We stand up, and the drake is wrestling a bison to the ground, right next to us. Well, Tawahar is no coward, and neither was I. But we ran that day. We ran as fast as we could run. Another ale, please. I still need 6 more.
And
That's the end of my story.
as someone's walking up with a nail, you catch the sight of one of these little kids that was scared and they're kind of hiding behind their mother's apron and looking at you. And that scared child's face becomes all you can see for a moment, Calistrick, and you focus in on this child who looks scared. And it brings this presence into your mind that you haven't felt in a while. And you begin to remember that you do not live alone in your own head. And this fear exists inside you. And then it sucks back out to laughter and applause as people hand you the drinks and whatnot.
I stand up and I say to Vora, something is coming.
What do you mean? Like what?
I do not know.
You having
It has
like
always been. Something is watching me. I just pull out my new mace and set it up next to me and drink the rest of my ale.
I'm just gonna keep my eye on him because he's acting weird.
Another song is played, another dance moment, and eventually comes around to Gil. It's your turn to provide a story to the crowd.
Whatever he was drinking or reading, still huge bags under his eyes because he's just basically finished recovering from his horrible exhaustion.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is the day you were feeling perfect, and now you're like drinking and eating way too much.
Yeah. Um, and he can't hold his liquor very well, but he hasn't been drinking so much. It's just excess eating. Um, and he sort of fumbles with his book and he goes, "Oh, I must tell you all a story. Ah, I
Yes,
suppose I
make
can.
it loud.
Yes, yes. Well, presentation is important. Presentation is important.
I remember my father used to say, the louder the story, the better.
Partially true. I certainly hope your father read a book or two, but that's not important.
No books.
Allow me to think. And for a point of clarification, exactly how much of our backstories do we remember?
Well, this is a moment for any of that to come out,
Okay,
right?
then
Even if it's you discovering it, having this memory, being asked to tell the story, may be allowing you to remember something you hadn't remembered since you glitched.
Gil is going to begin speaking of a time before he met his friends. There was, upon a day of which I was much younger than I am now, I found myself in my youth craving a knowledge of which I could not find in my home. And so I myself set out on a journey, some would say an adventure, to find all sorts of relics of the past and learn everything I could about everything I could. And it ended interestingly. I found myself within the walls of a castle. I found myself diving deep into many ruins, but the most impressive thing I believe I ever stumbled across was a large, gleaming, beautiful tower. It did not belong to me. I did not know who it belonged to, and neither did those I traveled with. But the most inspiring thing about this tower, it was made entirely of crystal. And I'll do a little illusion in my hand and make a little crystal spire appear.
The kids get really interested at that moment as they see the magic transform in your hand.
And I will make it sparkle and fade away, and I will say, "It was quite the intriguing discovery, and it was fairly dangerous as well, full of many a monster, tooth and claw, and plenty of magical traps as well. I myself didn't do much of the bracketeering, but those who were with me made sure to clear the path. However, this grand magical tower held a couple of secrets we were not ready for. While I won't delve into too many details, we did not make it out completely unscathed. While I wish I
Details. Delve into the
details,
details.
hmm, I will give you one detail with
Yes.
with parental supervision. And I look to the parents of the crowd.
They are trepidatious. They've grown in trepidation about your story, and you would have noticed that their feelings about this story are one of wariness for their children because, and you get the sense that this is has to do with them not wanting you to glorify leaving home.
Oh, well, they're gonna love this next bit. I was traveling with many of a companion, most of which were elven friends of mine. There was a ranger fellow, a nice paladin lady, we had a good fighter with us, all of which were entirely obliterated by magic shrapnel and disintegration. It was devastating.
Whoa.
Um, Thankfully, I stood at the back of the line, so I was entirely unharmed and left immediately. It was gruesome. Nothing but dust and forceful ash.
I would like to start juggling and walking in front of him.
Excellent. And the parents kind of take your lead, and musicians start up and start playing. And they're like, let's distract the children now.
And I like raise my hand above my friends, and I'm like, and that's why I never returned. And I'm like being pushed away.
The hook comes out on stage.
Yeah.
Correct.
We play the Oscars music. You've gone on too long.
All right, that will take us to Vora.
So I guess Vora is waiting for the cacophony to die down after the tried to cover up the gruesome story, and she is backtracking from the story she was going to tell because now she's reading the room and understanding that they don't want to hear about her childhood and her teenage years when she was in beautiful clothing and gowns and at parties and then she did something stupid and everything burned down and was taken away. She's like, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to, once I was with that guy, and I point to Cal, and
That is me.
we were exploring some ruins, and it was windy, and it was dark, and it was storming, but we were still exploring. We were really interested to find out what was there, and we didn't want I didn't want him to out discover me, and he didn't want me to out discover him. So we were trying to find the most interesting things we could. And suddenly I turned a corner, and there was a wizard, and he was big and he was scary, and he was very angry at us for being in his ruins. And he pointed his wand at me, and I thought he was going to destroy me, and Cal jumped right in between the two of us to save me, and he opened a portal beneath our feet, and everything went black, and I don't know what happened after that. But Cal saved me. That's my story. That's all I've got. Can I have another?
This
ale?
guy?
Yes.
That
Yes.
is me.
He saved me.
I guess he wasn't
With a-
drunk that day, huh?
No, I think he might have been a little bit, but that's okay. I was too. So, and I'm just gonna kind of make it short and sweet and duck out.
They appreciate it. And, you could see they wanted a little more detail from your story. These are people that cherish the stories that go on and on and on, but they understand that some people are less inclined to be in front of audiences. So you are brought another round. And last, and they said, and our kindred friend.
So I will stand up on a table so that everybody can see me because I'm very short. And I will cast prestidigitation on myself so my normal speaking voice carries to everybody in the crowd. So I don't have to speak up, but everybody can hear me.
Nice.
And I tell the crowd,
That is my little
I'm
brother.
going to tell you all a tale of my Uncle Taz. My Uncle Taz is a hero back where I come from. I come from a place called Kenderholm. And in Kenderholm, all of us wander. And my Uncle Taz was the most famous wanderer of all. And I proceed to tell essentially the entire story, start to finish, of the War of the Lands. And using major images to create dragons soaring across the crowd and magical battles. And at the end of it, I talk about how Uncle Taz, met Paladine, who was going by Fizban at that time, who was the Lord of the Dragons. All of these outrageously tall but absolutely true tales about Tazelhoff Burfoot. Even the time where he, travels through time and goes to the future and goes to the past to fight the dragon god Tacitus. But at the end, he returned to Kenderhome, and there he lived happily ever after. Because, as we all know, no matter where you wander, home is the best place of all. And that's how I wrap up my story.
And you get raucous applause from everybody on your tale of your homeland, and you can tell all of the parents love the coming home driven aspect of the finale of that story. And the eldest halfling stands up and steps up also onto a table, and she's got um, beautiful beads woven through her gray hair braids. You could tell that this is a very distinguished, well thought of halfling amongst the folks. As this person steps up onto the table, everybody hushes down and pays attention, and she says, "I'm Fayrana Bright Meadow, mayor of this town, and I thank you all for your entertainment this evening. It is wonderful to have guests, isn't it, everybody?" And everybody cheers and whatnot. And she says, "I would like to pass on our goddess's blessing to you all if you would receive it." And she waits for acceptance from each of you.
Gratefully.
Yes.
Definitely.
And she begins saying a prayer, um, and ends up giving you all the effect for the next 24 hours as if you were under a bless spell.
Hey,
As she bestows the blessing of the goddess upon you all. And she says, "Now, may I ask, where are you headed?"
Home.
We
um,
Eventually.
tomorrow, Fawnell.
As you
Yeah,
say,
but
Fawnell,
otherwise,
there's like almost a audible gasp amongst everybody, and then she says, "You must be careful, friends. This gate town has
it,
recently been absorbed by its connected plane. These gate towns
oh,
are manifestations of the planes they are connected to, and eventually, when they become as close to the plane they connect to, they become absorbed, and the plane and the gate town begins anew. I'm afraid you will find a fledgling town, new fauna and flora existing amongst the ruins of the previous city. It will be a wild environment with many dangers."
Thank you for the warning.
thank you for the warning.
What types of dangers?
What do you know of Fonel?
Nothing.
I
Our Mimir seems to have forgotten.
oh crap, I'm attuned to the Mimir, aren't I?
Yes.
Mhm.
I would have to unattune to it.
Although we did do some research, so I do know some basic Faunel facts, right? So I will start saying some basic Faunel facts from all that preloaded research that Gil and I had done from the last.
You know that it is connected to the wilderness of the Beastlands, is the plane it is connected to. Um, and uh, and you would be aware that it is very much a meant to be, it is a primitive society that has existed there. But the nature of which beyond it is the facts you know are more kind of just about the quality of that, wildlife flourishes there. Uh, Plants grow at, massive rates of speed compared to normally. Uh, Beasts can be
Connected to the beastlands, etc.
amazingly powerful versions of the beasts you would normally encounter and
Mhm.
whatnot. So she says, yes, and who controls this place is what concerns me most. Nature has a way, a term, survival of the fittest. Well, a fledgling city, that answer has not been given yet. Multiple creatures are likely to be vying for power there. You might find yourself in the midst of a all-out war, as it were.
While we're on the subject, have you seen a Modron come by here?
What is a Modron?
Little round robot with 2 different colored wing protrusions.
Oh, Rome! One of the kids is like, Rome! You know Rome?
That's
He
who
had
we're
the
looking for.
he had the best stories.
We'd love to get to know him better.
That's why
Did he leave
we're
anything
following
here?
him.
I don't think he left anything here.
Okay.
Where did he stay?
He didn't stay. He just stopped in like you guys for a night of storytelling.
How long
Well, then
ago?
we're
What
on
kind
the
of story
right
did he
track.
tell? What kind of story did he tell?
Oh, he told us of the Million Modron March. Do you know that story?
Nope, never heard
No.
that story.
And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
As we all have homework to go read about the Million Modron March.
Right.
Awesome. That was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for
Yay.
playing
That
along
was
with the stories. That was brilliant.
Thank you for
awesome.
indulging me and letting us stop at the Halfling Town.
Actually, thank you for stopping at the Halfling Town because you guys could have completely bypassed this if you wanted to.
Right.
Awesome.
I couldn't resist. Halflings are the superior race.
They are the superior race by far.
It's true.
Awesome. Says the Kender. All right. Well, we are Dicey Decisions. Thank you for joining us and sticking around watching. We'll be back again next week with our Twist of Fate campaign next Friday. On Monday night, we will have our Zeros to Heroes campaign that Jack runs. And that is also another fun adventure in some interesting turmoil right now in that current campaign. No spoilers. But check it out. All of our back episodes can be found on our YouTube channel as well. Also, we have a Discord. We have a community there that we're starting to grow, and we'd love for you to be part of it. So if you're watching this far and you've watched us, please come join us on our Discord and interact with us and leave comments on our videos when you watch them on YouTube. We'd love to have interactions with our viewership. So and also suggestions. We'll take lots of suggestions if there's content you're looking for or
Yeah.
interesting things.
And
Just
if you're
no
watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button.
absolutely, and no spoilers on any of
Smash
these
that like button.
on any of these campaigns that we're running through. I know some people have already played through them. No spoilers. We would just like to avoid that for ourselves and for our fans. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we will catch you all next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.